So this Friday, I was invited to give a presentation to about 120 high school students interested in STEM and more specifically engineering, and 45 minutes to motivate them, to excite them, to give them perspective of my experience and what their futures may look like. And I think if there's any takeaways that I can leave these students with, it would be to one, once you take care of your basic needs, your world opens up for you. Two, that earning potential when you are at your youngest, paired with the ability to fail as fast as possible or just explore as many opportunities as possible, will yield the greatest dividends long term. And three, that your circumstances that you're born into don't have to define the outcomes that you create for yourself. That you create opportunities and you don't necessarily have to live by the statistics that you're born into. So, for the first point, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, when you think about it, what's there? Security, safety, food, water, shelter, and rest. Undergrad, probably one of the most stressful points of my own life, because being low socioeconomic status, I had FAFSA, it wasn't enough. I had to take out student loans and still take on multiple part-time jobs. I know for this particular set of students that will be underrepresented, their reality is going to be very much similar. So how do you prepare for that? Well, good budgeting, good networking, good support systems that can help lift you and also share resource so that you can have a more safe and have those basic needs met. To the second point about earning potential and exploring as much as possible, well, yes, I will advocate for engineering and STEM wholeheartedly. It doesn't have to mean that you have to pigeonhole yourself into the only opportunity or the only set of skills that you develop. I am an engineer, I'm a realtor, I'm an investor, and I'm an author. And I think that's part of the reason that I was reached out to speak to this particular set of students, where yes, they're interested in STEM and engineering, but they're interested in business and real estate as well. The writing portion also, which came later, because once those basic needs were taken care of, now I can think about self-actualization and who is Bartholomew Perez and what's the narrative that I want to leave in the world. These students gonna have to face very similar circumstances, but the quickly that they pursue and the quickly that they explore what their interests are, the better definition of what it is that they're doing for the long term to earn more, to create a wealth portfolio for themselves, that reality can be theirs. And then to the last point, well, the circumstances we're born into, they're not our own doing. We don't decide to live a socioeconomic status that they were born. It's simply the circumstances we're brought into. But that doesn't necessarily mean that those are the same outcomes that we have to face. We are very much in control. We have decisions to make, whether they're good or bad, they're going to yield some result. And I like to work backwards, because if I can see what the outcomes I want, if I can visualize them, if I can plot them out, write it out, what that looks like for a better future, for some goal that I might have, what are the steps in between now and then that I have to take in order for that to be fulfilled? Let's say I have a target of hitting, which this is a real target. I have a target of 1 billion in sales in real estate, both commercial and residential, between Florida and California. What is it going to take in order for me to get there? Well, much more focus than I already have. Perhaps working with a team that I'm helping build, and that focus that's going into that, and also more aggressive marketing, more aggressive helping clients to fulfill goals, and not just in my immediate market, but expanding into the markets that I'm serving. If you ask me day one, did I think that I would sell 10 million in total sales for real estate? No, not at all. I could barely see past my first million, and then thereafter, it's the pieces that have to align in order to get to that 1 billion. I hope to make it a reality before I turn 35. That is my target. And it's that sort of visualization that if we can see it, we can plan for it. And those are really the three things that I can leave these students with, because, oh my goodness, I think living gets more and more difficult because of the circumstances that we have going on in the world. It just means that you have to be better prepared, and the things that you're listening to, the people you surround yourself with, have to be much more deliberative. We have to plan for those sort of things. But I look forward to speaking with these kids, and I'm curious to see what their questions are going to be, since it's going to be a 45-minute presentation followed by a 15-minute Q&A. Bright minds, undoubtedly, and the future will be what it is. So, to be continued.